Hello everyone, Dan here, and welcome to a very special video. You see, I've been watching YouTube now for 10 years. Christ, 10 years. Jesus. And if there's one thing I've learned in all that time, it's that list videos do very well. So we're making a list video. It's the top 10 games that I have streamed this year. Now, there are a few things to be aware of before we get into the list, and the most important being that this is my subjective opinion. Okay? My subjective opinion. So if you think there's a better game this year, that's fine. That's up to you. But these are my thoughts, not yours. You can tell me in the comments. Please tell me in the comments. I'd love to know what your favourite game that you streamed, that I streamed, that you played, any of that stuff. I want to hear it. Let me know. But remember to be nice and respectful. Oh God, I'm asking the internet to be respectful. What have I done? The second thing to be aware of, and this one is a little bit strange, I must admit, it's that not all of the games came out this year. They're just the best games that I played on stream this year, if that makes sense. It'll be clear when we go along, as we go along, that things aren't from this year. It's fine, don't worry about it. So, with all that gubbins out of the way, I think it's about time we cracked on with the list. In 10th place, Fall Guys. Remember when I said that the games weren't necessarily from this year? This one actually is, so we're starting strong. Fall Guys was a great fun thing that really needed to come out this year. It brought people together, it was silly, it was easy but kind of difficult at the same time. A weird mix of Takeshi's Castle and trampolines. That's how I see it anyway. It's just all bouncy and fun. It reminds me of, you know, when you were a kid and you go to, like, this is a very UK reference, I don't know if they have this in America, but if you had Wacky Warehouse, it's kind of like Wacky Warehouse and Takeshi's Castle made a baby, and it was that. And it was fun. It was fun. And that's all it needed to be. But that's why it's only in 10th place. Not a lot of depth. It's a good example of having a solid idea and executing it well. But it's not enough. It's not enough. There's not enough depth. So, that brings us to the next place. In 9th place, Descenders. Descenders is like a Flash game, but in 3D. It's the go down a hill and don't crash and just ride a bike and you'll be fine. It's fun. It's fun. Again, silly fun. Have a good idea. Execute it well. It's a very well executed idea. It surprised me in a lot of ways with its sort of FTL game level map thing. That was interesting and I wasn't expecting that. I like the online component. I like the sponsorship components that change the way the levels get made. I like that the levels are infinite because of the what's the word? The random generation. That's the RNGs and all that. It's really quite an interesting concept. It was great fun to stream. Really enjoyed chatting along with you guys. A great game. Why did I only put this 9th? In 8th place, Microsoft Flight Simulator. The one that came out this year. Again, a game from this year. How exciting. Now, is this technically a game? It's a simulator, a proper simulator. But I had fun with it. I'm just thinking back to when I was streaming it and there were actual pilots in the chat trying to help me. Oh, Lord. I'm a terrible pilot. If you ever hear my voice on the tannoy, get off the plane. You don't want to be anywhere near that mess. It's a gorgeous game. I really like the way it looks. I like the way it sounds. Sound design's so important in a simulator like that. I like the way they did the weather and stuff. They mapped the whole world. It's insane. I went to my house. That blew my mind. You can go anywhere. The dynamic weather and stuff. I presume there's an online thing you can play, but I really like the landing challenges. That's where the meat of the game is, I think. Sure, you can fly about anywhere and do whatever you want, but actually taking the thing that's hardest about flying and making that into a challenge is a game. That's a game right there. And that's why this is 8th. In 7th place, Celeste. Now, this one could be controversial because I think Celeste was the top of a lot of people's lists the year it came out. So I've only put it in 7th, which isn't great, but it's on the list, which is good. Now, there's a reason to remember here, and it's that it had to be fun for me to stream. And it was fun for me to stream, but it's bloody hard, and I'm an idiot. So it's not necessarily the game's fault. It's my fault for not investing more time in it and being better. I never finished it. I need to go back. I need to go back to Celeste. Maybe if I had finished it, it would be higher. But I was liking the story at the time. I love the art direction. I think it's a really nice game. But it's just hard. And I'm a noob. Simple as that. 7th, still respectable. Please don't at me. In 6th place, Far Cry Blood Dragon. Now, I think this is the oldest game on the list. But it's still there because I love a good Far Cry game, and I had never played this one, despite loving Far Cry 3. I love the 80s aesthetic. I just love how silly and fun it is. Silly and fun, very important. It's a really good example of being able to take a really popular game and capitalize on that by making something like an offshoot from it. We'll come back to that idea later. But it can't go any higher because of that. It has to stay low because it's just Far Cry 3, but with a coat of 80s neon. Which is great, it's fun, it's silly, but it's not enough to break into the top 5. Speaking of, in 5th place, Until Dawn. Now this one caught me by surprise. I never thought I would enjoy this game. I don't like horror, I don't like scary things, I very much so like comedies. I like fun and silly, like Far Cry, like we said earlier, but no, Until Dawn was really fun to stream, because of you guys. You all knew exactly what you were doing, and you made my life hell in some parts. The bit where What's-His-Face died, oh, it was awful. I couldn't save him because of chat. Damn you, chat! Until Dawn, very fun. Kind of campy. I liked the kind of campiness of the horror. It reminded me of The Evil Dead a little bit, and I like The Evil Dead. Everyone likes that, don't they? Don't they? I don't know. But yeah, Until Dawn, surprisingly high on my list. In 4th place, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales needs a better title. I don't like the way they're doing the titles for these new Spider-Man games, but I do like the games. This is similar to Far Cry Blood Dragon in that it is taking the existing game that was already really popular and then capitalizing on that very shortly afterward. It's very similar to Marvel's Spider-Man Peter Parker, which is not what that game's called, but I guess it is now. You have to call it that, right? Yeah, I guess. Anyway. So dumb. Yeah, it's very similar, but builds on it nicely, and the fact it was able to be a launch title for the PS5 is genius. That's a really good idea. More console manufacturers should think about things like that going into the next generation in 6 or 7, 8 years. Really solid Spider-Man. Really enjoyed streaming that. Really enjoyed Women About. I didn't finish it on stream, but I decided to take it away from Twitch and have fun with it, and boy did I have fun. At the end, you unlock a little Spider-Man character with a cat in a backpack, and it's the cutest thing ever, and I love it. Oh, the Spider-Verse aesthetic. Oh, so good. So good. In 3rd place, Alien Isolation. Another horror game, surprisingly high. 3rd place. Well done, Alien. You did very well this year. What a fun, interesting game. The key here is the atmosphere, which they absolutely nailed. The just electrical noises that you can just hear, the occasional like thud of its legs or going up into the vent and stuff. Really interesting sound design, really well done. The aesthetic is great. Having now watched the movies, I now get it even more than when I was streaming it. My God, they did a great job of that. What fun. And, you know, great to stream because people love horror, don't they? That's the golden rule of the internet. People love people being scared of things. And that was the first... That game does hold a special place in my heart as well, because I was playing that when we got enough people to become an affiliate, which was really exciting. And thank you guys so much. You've made all of this possible. Alien Isolation, you're a bloody diamond. I don't ever want to play you again. In 2nd place, Among Us! Among Us! Among Us, Among Us, Among Us. The game that had to come out in 2020. Not that it came out in 2020. It came out like 2 years ago. But it became a thing in 2020 because we had to self-isolate. And we could play this together and bring people together. That was what it did. It was the perfect 2020 game and it didn't even know it at the time. It's really fun to play with friends. We did a few good community streams on it. And I will come back to it at some point, I think. If people are still into that, let me know. Let me know in the comments or on the Twitters. Do at me, actually, about Among Us. It's werewolf, but in a video game, and it's cool. I love social deduction games like Secret Hitler. Oh no, I've said Hitler on YouTube. I'm gonna get demonetized. Not that I'm monetized anyway. But yeah, Among Us, it's just silly fun. You get your friends together. One of you is a bastard. The rest are trying to find the bastard. It's just silly. But I only recommend playing it with friends. I wouldn't recommend playing it with people you don't know, because I think having the voice chat's very important. And if you play it with people you don't know, they just leave when they're not the imposter, which is dumb. Internet, you suck for that. But yes, Among Us second place, which can only mean one thing. I think we've all guessed what's first, right? In first place is... dramatic pause. Outer Wilds. A game that's very special. Very special indeed. What can I even say about it that you haven't seen me say on the streams, hopefully? It's an amazing game. It's so fun. Such a difficult puzzle game that exists in its own world. It's just magic. It's magic. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. It's just bloody brilliant. I still haven't finished it. I've been playing it for over 12 hours. One puzzle game. Over 12 hours and it's still not done. I love anything set in space. I love rocket ships. I love cocking great planets. It's amazing. If you haven't seen me play that, please, I urge you to come and watch before I finish it. And then maybe play it for yourself, because it is a magic one. Truly special. And that's why it's our top spot of this year. And so concludes the ThatDanBurn best top 10 awesome games what I have streamed this year. Yeah, cool, awesome bananas thing what I made. What did you think? Did you agree? Did you disagree? Let me know in the comments that I will probably read and respond to and be upset by. Yay! Thank you very much for watching. I shall see you on the next stream. All that's left to do now is play the music.